You want to log into your hosting account. I use HostGator, so I'm going to show you how to install WordPress using HostGator for your hosting. Once you log into your hosting account, this is referred to as your control panel. I know that it looks ominous at first, but it is relatively simple once you get used to looking at everything. In order to install WordPress, you want to go down to the bottom to Software Services, click on Quick Install, click on WordPress on the left, hit the Continue button. It'll take you to a screen where you fill in your details. Now, when you install WordPress, you can install WordPress on your main site, or you can install it in a folder. So let me explain the difference between the two options. When you do your store, you want people to be able to type in your domain name.com and nothing else. But if you want to do a blog that's associated with your store, then you would type in blog. And the difference is, if you wanted people to go to your blog, they would type in yourdomain.com/blog in order to get to your blog. And it's just putting it in a separate folder. No different than being on your computer and having a folder in your computer. A blog is in a separate folder than your main website. But here we're going to install everything on the main website, so we would not put in the word blog. Then you would fill in the details, your email address for the admin user, an administration name. I don't recommend using admin for your administrative user. Unfortunately, there are people that like to hack into websites, and because there are a lot of people that use admin as the administration name, makes it easier for them to hack into. So you can use something different. I use Pat for demonstration purposes. You can use anything you want, and if you can make it something that people won't guess, it's a lot easier for you. Then put in your name, and once you hit install now, you can see that it's installing WordPress. Once it's finished, it will say congratulations, and it will give you all of your login details. WordPress will email you the details, but somehow make sure you save everything. Now you can log into your site right from this screen. Just click the link. It will take you to the WordPress login. Type in your username. You copied your password. Put your password in and click login. On the right hand side where it says howdy, you can go to edit my profile, and down at the bottom you can change your password. Now I'm going to show you how to download my style WordPress theme from Woo Themes. So you need to go to woothemes.com/products/my-style. And once you're on that site, you will see My Style is a free WordPress theme. You'll have to add it to your cart, which means you'll have to create an account. So once you add it to your cart, it's free to add. Click on the download. You're going to download the theme to your computer, and then you're going to upload it to your WordPress site. So download it to your computer. Once it's downloaded, you want to go and log in to your WordPress site. Now remember, in the last video, you installed WordPress. It gave you an administration login and a password, and you most likely changed the password to a password that you can remember. Once you log into your WordPress site, you'll be taken to your dashboard. On the left hand side, you'll see your navigation menu. Go down to Appearance, Themes, Add New, choose a file. All files are uploaded in a .zip file. Choose your zip file. Hit Install Now. It will take a minute. Then activate the theme. Now we're ready to configure the theme. So now we're ready to install WooCommerce, which is a WordPress plugin that allows you to build your online store. Now sometimes plugins fight with each other, so we need to delete one plugin and add another plugin. Again, on the left hand side of your screen, you will see the navigation menu, Plugins, Installed Plugins. And you want to delete the WP Super Cache. So you need to deactivate it first. Once it's deactivated, you can then delete it. Delete all the files. Now you want to go to the top of the screen, click Add New. On the right hand side, there's a search box. type in WooCommerce, that's WOOCOMMERCE. The very top plugin is WooCommerce Excelling E-commerce, and that's the plugin that you need to install. Click Install Now. It'll ask you if you're sure you want to install the plugin. Click OK. And now the plugin is installed. You want to activate it. Now we're ready to start configuring your store. The first step is to let WooCommerce create most of the pages that you're going to need for your store. There's one more plugin that we need to install, and it's called TinyMCE. TinyMCE is a visual editor, and it gives you more functionality when you're editing products, etc. A lot of people refer to it as the kitchen sink. So you want to go to Plugins, Add New, and search for TinyMCE, and you have to type it in as uppercase T, lowercase I-N-Y, uppercase M-C-E, and then search for the plugin, install the plugin, and then activate the plugin. I already have it installed on my WordPress. Every plugin is installed the same way. You install the plugin and then you activate it. Once you've activated it, go down to Settings, look for TinyMCE, and now the top part of the screen is what is already activated. At the bottom where it says Unused Buttons, those are buttons that are not currently in use. You can drag buttons from the top that are active down to unused buttons if you don't want them in your visual editor. And conversely, you can drag buttons from the bottom that are not being used at the moment up to the top to activate them. When you first set it up, choose some buttons. You can always come back and add more buttons or delete buttons once you start using the visual editor. So in other words, don't worry about whether you get the settings perfectly. You will be able to edit those settings as you move along. Once you're happy with your selections, hit the Save button, and now you have more flexibility when using the visual editor. And in the next video, we'll start to have some fun and start creating your store. So now we're going to start adding some settings that we need for our store. First thing we're going to do is go to Settings, General, put in our site title and a tagline. There's nothing else that you need to worry about here. So once you've entered in your site title, your tagline, save your changes. Now we want to go to WooCommerce, Settings, tell the system your base location. The next section is selling locations. You have to decide which countries you're going to sell to. I'm going to leave it as sell to all countries. Then you want to set the currency that you want to sell in. And the rest of these you can leave. The currency position is just whether the $ is on the left or the right, whether you want 1,000 separator, and the number of decimal points. Hit Save Changes. Let's go to Checkout. Enable the use of coupons is checked if you want to use coupons for your site. Enable Guest Checkout. And whether you want to use bank transfer, check, cash on delivery, or PayPal. Right now, I have PayPal enabled. If there's a check mark beside it, that means it's enabled. If a payment method is enabled and you don't want to use it, just click on one of the icons. For bank transfers, it's BACS. If you want this turned on, you would tick it on, and then you would have to fill in all of your account details. Hit Save Changes if you make any changes. The same for check. If you want to enable check payments, tick it on. If you don't, turn it off. Hit Save Changes. Cash on the delivery, the same thing. And then PayPal. And generally speaking, most people use PayPal. And the only thing you want to do is enter your PayPal email address, save changes. And let's go over to Products, Display, and go down to the bottom. You want to make sure your catalog images, your single product images, and your thumbnails are a fair size. You can make your images smaller, but you can't make your images bigger, because if you make the images bigger, they'll become blurry. And if it's 300 by 300, 600 by 600, and then 180 by 180, should be fine. Hit Save Changes. When you're building your store, if your images are blurry, you need to go back and look at the size of these fields, and you may have to increase the size of the fields. You should be okay, but I just wanted to let you know if your images do come out blurry, this is where you would go and look to find the problem. Let's go to Accounts. Make sure Enable Registration on Checkout is turned on. Enable Registration on the My Account page is turned on. Hit Save Changes. And that's it for this video. We'll do some more setups in the next video.